actually went to elementary school together, and we had the same third grade teacher. Her name was Mrs. Wade. And he said that he had a crush on me back then. I don't know if I believe that one or not, but...
She had really thick glasses and red hair, and I had a secret crush on her.
I had the wings on the side there. My hair was just a mess. I don't know, back in the 80s we were all kind of a mess, but we went to Creve Hall. And I always thought he was a cutie. Even back then, he's always been just adorable.
4th grade, they segregated us into different classes, and we lost contact. I know. How could they? But serendipity had other plans. So.
Yeah.
Fate.
Serendipitous is what we've called it.
Yeah, serendipitous.
We kind of dated when we were teenagers and hung out about 14, 15, and he had real long hair then.
You know how teenagers are, and we're kind of finicky and moody and rebellious, and I had long hair past my shoulders, believe it or not, and I wish I would have kept some back to fill in the spots that I got going now, because it's not growing so much anymore. And I think she liked my long hair. I was a little cool, hip.
Yeah, you were, you little hippie guy.
And I'm a charmer too, so I think I.
Well,
charmed.
it was the skateboard thing too.
Oh,
yeah.
she had a thing for skateboarders.
Oh yeah.
Lucky me.
If you had on a pair of Airwalks, what's up?
Wow, Airwalks. You're really taking it back now.
I know. Do you know they sell Airwalks at Payless Shoes now?
All right.
We just actually ended up meeting again through Facebook, of all places.
It's funny, our first conversation reunited back was on Facebook. So
That's so funny.
So if something good did come out of Facebook.
Because I am not computer literate at all. I'm not good with technology.
Of course, the initial attraction was the red hair. I'm a sucker for redheads. And I could hold a conversation with her. Our 10-minute conversation took about 2 hours because her computer was a little slower than my phone.
So I was shooting back responses to him with my finger going like that on the other end, and he kept like popping up with all these different questions. I couldn't keep up with the conversation. And at some point, I guess we decided to get together.
I felt like we can have conversations, and you know, we weren't trying to connect love right there. We were
but I thought about it.
Oh, I did too.
When we were just typing there.
Yeah.
But I still was thinking about it. I was like, I wonder what'll happen with this.
Hi.
That's what happened.
And then we went to Steak and Shake.
Yes, Steak and Shake.
After I got off work.
That was technically our first date.
So what time was it? Do you remember what time it was when we finally got out there?
Well, she worked downtown Nashville, and she worked the late hours. She didn't get off work till 4 o'clock in the morning. So I held in there like a trooper. I got off at 11, and I counted down every hour until I was gonna see her, and I was nervous.
Aww.
I was really nervous.
So I went over to pick him up from Vince's house because he was living in Kentucky at the time. And so I went over to Vince's house and picked him up, and we went to Steak and Shake. And there was the butter burger. Do you remember the butter burger?
The butter burger.
It was like with 5 ounces of melted butter on top of a burger.
With 5 ounces of butter.
So gross. Like, who wants a butter burger? That was so nasty.
Yeah. I wouldn't turn it down. Well,
but that was actually the weekend of the flood. And the following day was my mother's birthday, May 1st. And Mark was planning on driving to Smyrna that day. Do you remember this?
For my phone.
For your new handy-dandy smartphone. And he said he was going to go, and I was planning to go with him. But then when we talked the following day, I said, oh no, I'm not going. There's a flood.
You didn't want me to go
And
either.
I didn't want you to go. And he was determined. He wanted that
She's
phone.
been very protective since the second day of this house. Since then, she's got my back.
Well, he decided not to go, thank goodness, because he would have probably drowned, or the car would have drowned, or something horrible
And
would have
missed out
happened.
on time with you.
Yes. But he left the phone alone. He actually chose me over the phone.
I did.
And we went to one of the
And I
local
always will, baby.
sports bars. Aww. And we stayed up there, and we had some drinks.
We did.
Neither one of us are big drinkers,
No,
but that
not
day
at
we
all.
had a bunch of drinks.
Yeah, we tied one on.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
My mom stopped by. It was her birthday, and we bought her a Bloody Mary before she went into work.
And didn't even have to drive home because the place was in walking distance from the house.
Yeah, well, we had been there most of the day, and it was just pouring down rain, and there were puddles all over the place. We were watching stuff on the news. The electricity went out for a little while.
Kids swimming in the puddles. It was
it was crazy.
A really eerie weekend to rekindle our old romance, because you got all this disaster going on, and you know, a lot of our friends got affected by it. And I think when we got pulled together, I mean, we were really strong for all of our friends.
We were. Actually, Jeremy and Barbie, who Mark has become closer to, but they were just my friends at the time. They live over in Madison, and when they let out the dams, it got their house got it pretty bad. They actually were almost completely underwater, and they had to be rescued off the balcony of their master bedroom on the second level. And so we went over there to do some cleanup, and
I think
Mark
that's the
did
third
not
date
hesitate.
right there.
Yeah, Mark did not hesitate. He was right there with me. He was picking up sinks and carrying them down with his big old muscles.
She's exaggerating a little bit.
But he was helping out. He was there, and you know, I thought, wow, this guy's a keeper. He's here helping out my friends he doesn't even know. He's got a heart, a big old heart, like Henny.
And it's all yours.
Like on the X-ray last night, Henny said, "Look at my big heart."
I know, he did have a big heart last night.
He
I saw it.
He did. Runs in the family.
Yes, it does.
When was it you first decided this is the one, and we're probably going to get married soon?
It would have to be when I saw her initial way with Hennessy. She was great with Hennessy, and she really took him in as one of her own, which is really, really great to me. You know, he doesn't have his mother, so he does now. And I just knew that the way she was with him and the way she supported me, and she was always behind my back, that it was the one, and I better not let her go. I'd be an idiot if I did.
He was so dedicated to me, though. He would tell me all the time about how he had already seen the future, and he knew how it was going to work out, and that I didn't need to worry, and that he knew that we were going to be together, and that I needed to stop doubting everything, because he had already seen into the future, and he knew how it was going to play out. And it took me a while. It took me a few months to really believe what he was saying, but eventually I saw it too, so here we are.
Yeah.
I asked her to marry me on top of Love Circle. It's a legendary place to see the skyline of Nashville. And I took her up to the top of the hill. It was in front of Mount Richmore, the country singers, Big and Rich. One of them built their house on there, so we had the lovely view of Mount Richmore as well. We thought that was kind of funny. It was on my birthday too, so I'm not a selfish guy. I'd love to share that day with her any day, even if it was my birthday. And you know, I had everything planned out. We went on a date. We went through Broadway, and I had everything planned up to the moment of actually doing it. And then my plan just washed out, and I locked up, and I got the words out, "Would you marry me?" I didn't get the other words I wanted to put with it. But yeah, I just locked up.
Oh, it was awful, poor guy. I was so sick. I felt awful. I had like a bad ear infection. I guess it had turned into bronchitis, and I just felt awful. It was his birthday, and he was like, "I really want to go out. I really want to go out." And I was like, oh, please. And then he said, I want to go to Nashville, and I hate Nashville. It's just too crowded and too much going on out there. But we did end up going, and I tried to hang in there like a trooper. We got all dressed up, and so then we went to the Big Bang, which is a little piano bar in town, and they have dueling pianos where two guys play against each other. And so we had a few drinks, and I guess it loosened him up enough, and then we left there, and he drove up to one of the highest points in Nashville. It's called Love Circle. And so we drove all the way up there, and he walked out. We got out of the car, and we walked out up on top, and it was like a big grassy knoll up there, and we were just standing, and you can see the whole skyline of Nashville. It's gorgeous. And so it was real nice and dark, and we're just sitting there talking, and I turn around, and he's like, hey, and grabs my hand, and he's kind of shaking. I can feel it. And I look at him, and he's down on his knee, and I'm like, oh, this is it. This is it.
What was your answer?
Oh, my answer was yes.
She said yes, and it brought tears to my eyes.
He said, you know, this is my first birthday with you, and I want to spend the rest of my birthdays with you. Something to that degree, I guess. And it was just so sweet. I was looking at him, and poor guy, he was down there just shaking like a leaf, and I was like, oh, I gotta say yes, I gotta get him up. He's just freaking out, you know. I don't know why he was so nervous. He knew what my answer would be.
Did you ever tell her those words that you were thinking that you wanted to tell her?
I did. I did. I told her the words, and I also told her, I said, this is what I wanted to say to you, and I wouldn't have had it any other way. I think she liked seeing me choke up a little bit. I think they all do.
Darn them.
Yeah, it comes with the territory. It's all right.
That's right.
I think that what I am most excited about is us joining our lives and being a team. We are so good together, and we play off of each other so well. And when I'm stressed, he's calm, and when he's stressed, I'm calm. So we have that relationship to where we're always each other's backbone, or balcony person. You know, we're always cheering for each other, which is good. And babies. I'm ready for babies.
Ready for babies?
I am ready for babies.
How many?
Well, Hennessy read my palm, and he has told me that I will be married once, and I will have 2 boys and a girl. So I asked him if he counted as one of the boys, and he said yes, he thinks so. So I guess I only have 2 to go, which is good.
Yeah. Great.
I definitely look forward to more children. We're big on family. We love family, and we really want to populate our life with strong love and a strong family base. And I guess I look forward to that, and us actually going on with our life as a family. I've never had my own family, and she's never had her own family, and we're both just real excited about being able to be our own, you know.
I was so nervous, honey.
It's all right.
It's weird.
He's a professional. We'll cut out the
know.
nervousness.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
All right. What do you guys look forward to most in your marriage?
What did you say? I want to know what you said.
Kids and a strong family.
Oh, that's what I said. Aw, high five. Go us. I'm ready for babies.
She's ready for babies.
I don't know if you're ready to hear that. And he was like,
I better shut off the camera in that case.
She ain't ready for babies right this second, but we will.
No.
We definitely do plan on working on that. Like I said, our strength is going to be our family, and
Well, both of us are really hard workers. We're both extremely motivated people, and I think whenever we set our sights on a goal, we
conquer it.
definitely, which I think this weekend proves it.
Sure does.
Yeah. I gotta go get showered.
Tiki the lucky. Perry.